Welcome back to the Deep Dig Sports Pod. I'm your host, Drew, and my other host right over there.
What's up? It's D. Good to see you again. We're super pumped. Today is our diamond pick of the week, where every single week we are going through the 49ers game. We're seeing what the matchup is, we're looking at the odds, and we're making the best bet from that game. Before we
Yeah,
dig into that, be sure to hit that like button, be sure to drop some comments below, and make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all this stuff.
you're going to want to subscribe because we're rolling right now with these diamond picks. How many we hit in a row? Five?
I believe 4 or 5. We're up.
Four,
We're
five in
up.
a row?
We're
We're
about to hit
way,
that $1,000 marker, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. We just need another win.
yep. It's going to be a pretty crazy week this week, too. A lot of 49ers defensive players banged up. The 49ers offense is rolling, so let's kind of get into these stats.
Yeah, man. I mean, just kind of taking a look right off the bat at so the 49ers are going to be traveling to Arizona. They are going to be taking on the Arizona Cardinals. It is a game that I think well, as you said, a lot of the defense is going to be pretty banged up for the 49ers. Vegas still has the 49ers as the heavy favorite. They are minus 12 favorites. If you think, hey, I just want to bet, I want to be safe, 49ers just to win outright, minus 900. If you think this is a trap game for the 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals are going to pull this out, this is a good time to bet. It is plus 550. The over under is 48.5. What are your thoughts on that?
With the defense banged up in the way the 49ers are playing right now, I think that over is very realistic.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking like that over is looking pretty tasty. This 49ers team has consistently scored like 30 and above. I think that this Cardinals team is a little bit frisky when you start to look at it, especially since Kyler Murray's come back. Seems like Gannon hasn't given up on this team. This team hasn't given up on Gannon either. So it's kind of the best fit for this is the best case scenario for a tanking team. This is like everything you want. And what else like they could hang their hat on is they actually beat the Cowboys early on in the season, and you would know they would want another feather in their cap in beating this 49ers team.
Yeah, so I'm feeling like Kyler could run on this defense today, or tomorrow, but I don't know about passing. The secondary is looking pretty good. So what's the passing numbers looking like?
Yeah. So the over under for Kyler Murray is 210.5. For Brock Purdy, it is 255.5. I'm going to go ahead and say it. That Kyler Murray number really just made me like, oh shit, we have to take the over on Kyler Murray. But taking a look at it, last week it was just a horrendous day on offense for this Cardinals team. Kyler Murray only threw for 145. So it's okay. I understand why Vegas has it at the number that it's at.
Yeah, 210 not too hard for Kyler to hit though, especially with he's probably gonna have more time in the pocket with the defensive line banged up. So I feel good about that over.
I'm a little bit hesitant about it, if we're going to be honest. I feel a little bit better about Brock Purdy's number, that over 255.5. We've seen Brock Purdy is just not afraid to air it out. I think Kyle Shanahan is also going to be just more forthcoming, knowing that Brock Purdy is in this MVP race. I think he is going to just kind of let him off the leash a little bit and unload. So I would take that. Looking at another QB stat that kind of stuck out to me is the Brock Purdy passing touchdowns. It's over 1.5. I like that a lot.
Yeah, same.
I think that Purdy can piece this team up. I feel pretty confident that he would hit that over.
I think there's gonna be a lot of touchdowns this game.
Yeah. And so taking a look at some of the rushing stats, James Conner has an over under of 51.5. Even though this defense is banged up on the D line, they still have both of their linebackers back. So it is just going to be tough sledding for James Conner. I don't see it happening.
I'm actually on the opposite side of that. I think last time we were saying he was going to have the under and he overshot it pretty quickly. He's looking pretty good this year. I think he would hit that over.
Oh, okay. So me and you, a little juxtaposition there. Christian McCaffrey's over under total is 85.5.
It was ridiculous.
Again, I like Christian McCaffrey. I'm just waiting. Where's the game where there's a lull? Is he going to just constantly hit the over every week? But every single week he proves us wrong, and he's just like, I'm just going to hit the over. Hey, don't worry about it. Bam, another over.
Yeah, I think last week like every 49er player hit their over on yards. So
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey did it in like almost one play. He had
yeah,
like 75 yards on that first play from scrimmage. So, I mean, Christian McCaffrey just continues to amaze. Digging into some of these receiver stats, I mean, I think we both agree. We're expecting a George Kittle day. His over under on receiving yards is 46.5. For Deebo Samuel, it's 60.5. For Jawan Jennings, over under 16.5. And Brandon Ayuk, 70.5 yards.
Vegas went really high on the Ayuk stat. Knowing last week they went pretty low. But I agree. I think Kittle last game against the Cardinals, 1 target for 9 yards. I think Kittle likes the matchup against Cardinals. He likes going against Budda Baker. I don't even know if he's healthy or not, but I think this is a Kittle day.
Yeah, and I think that's how kind of Kyle Shanahan views the series against the NFC West is, hey, we're doing a set of plays to set you up for the next game. And so I wouldn't be surprised if he has really dope play action for George Kittle specifically. So I expected a big George Kittle day as well. I expect him to hit that over. I like his over on total receiving yards. I actually really like the Brandon Ayuk one. Again, I think Kyle Shanahan is really going to try to pump up these Brock Purdy numbers and get an MVP.
And not just Brock Purdy. I think Kyle has to prop up these Ayuk numbers to try to get him in a Pro Bowl or something.
Yeah.
He just earns that much more validation around the league. And Ayuk's pushing for it because his contract's coming up. So I expect Ayuk to be going off the rest of the season.
Yeah, man. And so digging into some of these touchdowns, I think this is where we kind of see the most value. For George Kittle to have at least one touchdown is plus 120. For, let's see here, Deebo Samuel to have at least one touchdown, it's minus 110. If you're thinking Jawan Jennings is going to score a touchdown, plus 550. Wow. Great value there. Brandon Ayuk to have at least one touchdown, plus 110. Of those, where are you at?
Really interesting that they put Ayuk at a plus 110. I mean, the guy can score from 20 yards out, from 5 yards out. But I think I'm just feeling really good about Kittle. I was hesitant to bet him early in the season, but we're seeing the targets go up a little bit. I think he matches up well against this team. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. So really, I could go Ayuk or Kittle, but I kind of want to lean Kittle this week. We called the Deebo one last week, and Vegas, they paid for it. But I think we're going Kittle now.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is going to be a George Kittle day. We also called off camera the Jordan Mason one. We were like, oh, should we do it? Should we do it? And we just didn't pull the trigger. And I just
plus 500 last week. We were talking about it. We're like, man, Jordan Mason might score today.
And then we're like, really? And then, yeah, it happened. So, but yeah, I'm 100% with you on that. I think we're ready. What do you think?
Lock in.
All right, cool. So the diamond pick of the week this week, George Kittle to have at least one touchdown. We are going to go ahead and we said 2 units on that. So, and that is again, plus 120. We're going to put 2 units on that. And right now, because we are sitting at kind of an odd number, right now we have $72, not a whole unit. We're actually going to go ahead and put those 72 on the under for Kyler Murray. So
could take a big swing there.
Yeah, just we're feeling like, hey, even though the defense is a little bit banged up, I still think that Kyler Murray is going to hit that under. So I feel good about that. But the diamond pick of the week this week, George Kittle to have at least one touchdown.
Do not let us down, George, like you have in the past.
You
All
can
right.
do this.
All right. Thanks, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment. What are your bets this week?
All right. Later.